everyone, and welcome to Reading Vlog this week. I was going to say a number and I do not know what the number is. So I have had a hectic couple of weeks. I was in a reading slump near the end of March, beginning of April, and now I've finished 4 books in 4 days. So it's quite the turnaround. So since I've been starting to read more and back in that groove, I thought let's start doing reading vlogs again, since I kind of got out of the habit in March, and I really like doing weekly reading vlogs and talking to you all about what I'm reading. So I'm gonna try to start doing those again this month, or at least if not weekly, bi-weekly. So I was in a reading slump. I was also, now I'm in a content slump because I really don't want to edit anything. I really struggled to edit and film over the past couple of weeks. So we were just having a time. Life was chaotic, but we're going to try to get back on the wagon here. Hopefully I will have a video, my March wrap up, ready for you on Thursday. And then hopefully this will be my Sunday video and we can, talk about some good books. But I just wanted to say hello. And I am currently reading a bunch of things. I'm probably going to finish A Drop of Corruption in this vlog. I'm currently reading Faithbreaker, and I wanted to share that experience with all of you. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to read more with you. But I just wanted to say hello and welcome to the vlog. Hello everyone, and welcome to Thursday. So I have off today and Friday, and I don't work this weekend. So I'm really excited to have a few days to kind of get back on the content wagon. I think things are probably going to get a little bit messed up because I do have a family gathering this weekend for Easter, but not too many obligations. So we're going to try to get back to making content, back to reading, just doing some fun stuff. So my first update for you is that I did finish A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is the second book in the Shadow of the Leviathan series, which I love this series. I loved book 1. I read it twice last year, and then got an arc, and I actually buddy read this with Danny from Danny Dabbles and Leandra from Leandra the TBR Zero. This was such a fun book. It's a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. Just had the best time reading it. It was so interesting. I loved following this mystery. I thought the mystery was well built, really interestingly layered. We had so many things that are built into the world and you're slowly picking up on throughout this book, that you get a lot of clues and crumbs, but the way the story comes together in the end is still very satisfying and still very interesting. And even though we have a Sherlock and Watson type duo, they have their own dynamic, which we explore even more in this book. I loved seeing how much Din, especially our Watson type character, grows from book 1 to book 2. Overall, it was just fantastic. Had a great time. But I didn't have this vlog running when we started that book, so I really just have my final thoughts to share with you. So there's that. And if you were wondering what this is about, it's a fantasy mystery series where we follow Din, who is an engraver. He remembers everything he ever sees and he has perfect recall. So this is great for investigations. And he has Anna, who is his superior, who is also an investigator, and the two of them work together to solve crimes in this fantastical empire. And I just really love this series. Just both books. The first time I read book 1, it was a 4.5 star, and then when I reread it, it was a 5 star. And now this one is also a 5-star read, and I love it. I can't wait to see more in this series. I'm hoping that the next book is not the last book, but I could read these ongoing forever, because I think the world is so interesting and our main characters are also fantastic. So that's where we are on Drop of Corruption. Done. Then I'm also reading Faithbreaker by Hannah Kaner, which is the 3rd and final book in the Fallen Gods trilogy, and I am currently annotating and taking notes in this, as well as buddy reading it with Leandra again and Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading. We read Sunbringer together as well, and jumping back into it with the two of them has been really fun. But I just love, I don't know if you can see, you won't be able to see my what's important, but I have been making so many notes and annotations and underlining so many quotes. There's so many good things in here to underline and so much like commentary on things. So I'm having a lot of fun doing that. We are currently at page 118, and this is the thickest of the books so far. This is somewhere just at the 400 page mark. The other two have been, I know Godkiller was under 300 pages and Sunbringer was not much longer than that. So the final book is a bit beefier, but I would expect that considering all the things we have to, wrap up and everything. The first book in this series is about Kissin, who is a god killer. She lives in this world where gods have been outlawed because they rose up against humanity and almost destroyed the kingdom that she lives in. And so Kissin travels all over being paid to take down small gods that are cropping up even though they've been disbanded. And she comes across a young noble girl, Inara, who has a god of white lies attached to her. So Kissin takes the girl and the god, and they start to travel to a place in their kingdom where they may be able to separate them. And along the way, they find a knight who is on a secret mission from the king. And that's where we start book one. A lot has happened since then. And I'm living for this book right now. I'm having a great time. I really love Hannah Kanner's writing. She writes these like incredibly complex books with such a short amount of pages. Like so much happens in each one of these. Each word and sentence in her books are so well honed and crafted to give you the most amount of world building, the biggest amount of impact. I love her writing. It's absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to see what she comes up with next. And I am absolutely terrified to see the end of this book. I'm just so scared. So scared to see where we're going here, but also so excited because this is the end. It's my favorite ongoing series right now, so I'm excited and terrified to finish it. And if you can see, Sketty got on the front of the book this time. On some of the others, I have special editions of this series, and he is always on the end pages, printed for the Illumicrate version, but this time he got on the cover as well. So I'm also reading Chaos Choreography, which is the 5th book in the Shauna McGuire Encrypted series. I only have this on audio, and this is a buddy read with a friend, and we are at our best when we are buddy reading Shauna McGuire urban fantasy. So I'm very excited that this is getting started as well. I'm on chapter 3. Audible doesn't give you percentages, so I don't know exactly how far we are into that book, but it's the very beginning, and this is following our main character of Verity, who is actually the main character of the first book. In this series, we switch narrators in the family every couple of books, so we've just been with Verity's brother for 2 books. Now we've switched back to her for 1 book, and this is about her family, the Price family. They are encrypted investigators, preservationists. They're trying to protect encrypted species from people who want to wipe encryptids off the planet. So things like boogeymen, talking mice, what are other encryptids? Yetis, all those type of things that are legends in our world are real in their world, but hiding. And Verity's family is very interested in keeping all of these encryptids alive and taken care of if they can. And it's just a really interesting series with really interesting characters, and I'm so excited to read book 5. Verity isn't my favorite of the narrators, but I can already tell she's grown a little bit from book 2, and I'm excited to see. It seems like it's going to be a really interesting book, this one. So anyway, that's my update on reading for now, and I'm sure I will have more updates for you soon. Hello everyone. So it's been a few days since we did an update here, and I thought it was about time that I sat down and talked to you folks. So I had a 4-day weekend this weekend. It was Easter weekend. I was supposed to have 2 pretty chill days, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted. On Thursday, I had a sinus headache and I was kind of just down and out for the count. I got my March wrap up edited and posted, but then after that, I just sort of didn't do what I wanted to do. And then on Friday, my sister and I we ran all over our local area doing some really fun stuff. We got breakfast, we went to bookstores, we went to see Pride and Prejudice in the movie theater. So it was just a really fun day with her, and we kind of wore ourselves out. What did I do on Saturday? I think I just kind of did housework, did stuff around here, cleaned up. I kind of had a relatively chill day. I was hoping to film on Saturday, and the more I thought about it, the more I did not want to film. Like, I was just feeling like dread when I was getting ready to film things. So after a little bit of like kind of going back and forth about if I wanted to film, if I didn't want to film, I kind of decided that I'm going to take the rest of April off as far as like sit down videos and such. I'm going to film this vlog, and I think I'm going to put together my TBR video because that's not as intense as far as creativity and stuff, but I just feel like my creative well has sort of run dry, and I just feel like I need a little bit of a creative break. I accidentally took a break at the beginning of this month, and I feel like maybe reading what I want is also going hand in hand with needing a break from creative stuff as well. So giving myself a big break as far as, you know, booktube stuff this month. Maybe I just need it. I'm feeling like I need it, so I feel like I need to take the time. So you'll see a little less of me at the rest of April, so I'm sorry. I'm saying it before it happens, but like you all have just experienced it, so I'm sorry for that, but I did what I had to do. But I also haven't had a lot of time for reading because then on Sunday, we ended up going to my family for an Easter dinner. So it was a busy weekend, and I didn't read a ton, but I did read a couple of things. The first was Chaos Choreography by Shauna McGuire. This I think about a third of the way in, if not a little less than a third. Audible does not give me percentages. But this is the 5th in the Encrypted series by Shauna McGuire. I'm really having a good time with this. We're back with Verity, who is one of our narrators. This series changes narrators every few books, and the first 2 were Verity, the second 2 were her brother, and now we're back to Verity for 1. And she is, I think I described it to my buddy reading partner, that she is happy to be back. She's doing ballroom dancing, which is like her passion. She is back to doing that, but she's a little bit more sure about where her future actually lies, and it's making her a more interesting narrator to me. She seems a little bit more mature, and I like her a lot in this book so far. It's very interesting. We have a reality TV show. It feels like she's on Dancing with the Stars, like the All-Stars season, and it's just very fun. So I'm having fun with that. And I'm also reading Faithbreaker by Hannah Kaner, and you can see I'm doing my annotations and tabs here. I'm 130 pages in, and I'm absolutely loving this. I really like how in the first 2 books, we learned a lot about the world and the magic and everything, but now we're looking at the world beyond Midrin. Midrin is like the central country, empire, place, kingdom is the word I'm looking for, in the first 2 books. And this one, we're looking beyond that. We're looking at the countries and religions and gods that are across the world and sort of what is going on with them, as well as what's going on in Midrin with our core group of characters. I can't say much more than that because as far as the description, because, you know, this is the 3rd and final book, but I can tell you that I am just loving this book, loving the complexity that Hannah Kaner keeps bringing to this series, how our characters grow and change every book, and how I'm worried about all of them in different amounts. And I'm just really anxious to see where she goes in this book and how she finishes things out. I trust her so much, but I'm also very nervous. So But that is my update for my reading. I've also been playing Spiritfarer on my Switch, so I've gotten back into that game. I've been reteaching myself how to play that game because I haven't played it in a while, and I really wanted to finish up my playthrough, so that's another thing I've been doing. But yeah, I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace and a break here at the end of April so that I can go into May and June and this summer really ready to read and also really excited to make content. And I'm already like starting to plan and come up with ideas. I just think I needed a break as far as executing those ideas. So I'm brainstorming, but like I also don't feel the pressure to actually make those ideas come to fruition right now, letting ideas float around in my brain and see what comes up of it. But I'm gonna go make dinner and I will talk to you all when I have more thoughts. Hello everyone. So I have reached the 65% mark of Faithbreaker. So I thought I'd give you a little update here before I get too much further and into the end. Because I am absolutely loving this. I think you can probably tell by my tabs that I am having a really good time reading this. Hannah Kanner just builds so much world building into each and every sentence. And I find it really interesting. We're kind of going through different cycles with this book. Like at first, we were really seeing everyone kind of consistently. We were seeing all of our points of view. And now we've sort of shifted to something else. And I'm interested to see when we're going to shift back and how the last like third of this book is going to go. Because there has been so much happening. I literally gasped out loud like at the end of one of the chapters here recently because I was just like, I didn't see that coming. I was totally shocked. And then I'm actually watching Brittany's Sprints tonight and Leandra is on and she said something about the sort of the end, not like spoilery or anything, but just like made a comment about how things are going towards the end on Sprints. And I now want to just read this all night long. I'm not going to. I'm going to read a little bit more. I think I'm going to read to chapter 32, which is like 3 or 4 more chapters for me. And then I will stop and go to sleep. But yeah, this is just excellent. So excellent. I'm really, really enjoying this. I think Hannah Kanner has done something really interesting with this series because we truly have had a different adventure each book, and each one has grown our understanding of the world and the characters and the gods and how this world works. And I think she's explored a different theme in each book as well, very, very thoroughly. And I just love this. Like Hannah Kanner is going to be an auto-buy author for me. I know this is her first series, but I fell so deeply in love with it and so deeply in love with her writing. And it's just really interesting to see her grow from book to book and to watch all of these things change as we go. I am thoroughly enjoying this. That's my plan for the evening. And I'm also reading Chaos Choreography by Shauna McGuire. And I think I'm about at the 50% mark of that book. I'm not 100% sure. I need to look again, but I think I'm in chapter 11 right now. Shauna McGuire's reads are very comforting to me because I kind of, even though I don't know, each time I'm reading a new book in this encrypted series, it still feels a little familiar because I'm super familiar with Shauna McGuire's urban fantasy series at this point, and just the rhythm of her stories is very familiar and comforting. So I'm having a good time with this one. I like how much Verity has grown from book 2 to now, and I'm excited to see what else happens in this. So, but those are my updates for this evening, and I will talk to you all later on. Hello everyone, and welcome to my final update on Faithbreaker. So it's a couple of days after finishing this. I think I finished it on Thursday and it's Sunday now. I had a really busy day yesterday, and I also kind of had to gather my thoughts about this because when I finished it, I didn't think it was quite a 5-star, but I wanted to sit on it and make sure, because, you know, it's my most anticipated book of the year. It was a really beloved series for me. I just kind of wanted to think about it a little more. And it's not quite a 5-star, it's 4.5. And that's not to say this wasn't a fantastic book. Like 4.5 is still an incredible rating, and this is a 5-star series to me. It's solidified as one of my favorites. I absolutely loved this book. There's just a couple of things within the book that I didn't quite get the 5-star feeling from. And I think that is mainly because there is one character plotline in this series that I thought had just not enough explanation and resolution, and I kept hoping we would get a little more of that here at the end of the series, and we just didn't, and that's okay. I think Hannah Kanter did what she wanted to do with the character and with that storyline, but I just feel like I needed a little more out of it in order to, you know, really feel like it was all complete and not have any questions at the end. And I also thought everything came together at the end and we ended the book really quickly. So just a couple of things that I didn't love about this that kind of brought it down just a tiny bit. But like I said, it's still a 5-star series, still a favorite series, absolutely adored it. The character work in here, the world building in here, I don't know if I talked about this in the vlog clips or just to my buddies. I buddy read this with Brittany and Leandra. At least in part, we kind of all just went at our own pace, but like we did try to buddy read it together. And growth in the world and our characters, like the way God Killer is about this core group of characters, and then Sunbringer we see an expansion of the world and the plot line, and in this we see another expansion and just more development of the world, more seeing even more of this world beyond Midrin is so interesting. I just love the way Hannah Kanter built it. Like, it's incredible. She does an awesome job at world building and packing so much meaning and development into each and every sentence. Her writing ability is just incredible. So I loved that. I loved the characters. I cried my eyes out. Like, an excellent book overall. Just a couple of things that didn't quite make it 5 stars, but that's okay. It's still incredible. I still want to encourage people to read it. I'm still recommending it. I still loved it. But yeah. So, and it's really, really hard to end a series, especially a series where the other 2 books in this series were under 400 pages, and we had so much to wrap up in this book, I felt like, and this is just over 400 pages. So in a very short amount of time, she did so much. But yeah, I loved it, had a fantastic time reading it. I'm so happy I read it the way I did, and rereading God Killer and Sunbringer just kind of brought it full circle all the way around, and just kind of was such a nice experience. So I'm going to try to keep doing this with more series, because I'd like to finish series, and this has kind of motivated me to take the time to reread and annotate and explore series a little more. So I'm really excited to do that more going forward. Hello friends, I am here to wrap up this vlog and say goodbye to April, because it's the last day of April today, and I honestly haven't had time or desire to read since finishing Faithbreaker. I was reading so many things that I was having so much fun reading and was so excited to read with buddy reads over the course of April, and Faithbreaker finished that, and also it was a finale that I really enjoyed, and I think I just need to, kind of fight my way through a reading slump, because I think I've talked a little bit throughout this vlog how I've kind of been fighting a reading slump in March and April, and I think it's just because I've been so busy. When my life at my job gets busy, I a lot of times end up just not having a lot of energy to read during the week, and then over the weekend I do some reading, but if I'm busy on a weekend, then so it's a lot of balancing. So I will have an April wrap up for you where I talk about the things that I read in April, and I'm really excited to do that because I read so many good things in April, but these last few days just haven't been a lot of reading because it's just been busy, and yeah. So, but I did want to show you that my copy of Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life, came from Waterstones. When I ordered my Faithbreaker edition, I saw this with the sprayed edges, and I could not resist ordering this copy. So I really loved that. Really excited for that. I'm planning on resuming reading vlogs in May and getting back in the swing of things. I think this one was a little chaotic, so I apologize for that because I really wanted it to kind of be more cohesive, I think, than it is. But with kind of being up and down of reading and all over the place in my life, it kind of got a little chaotic. That's it for this vlog. That's it for April. Thanks so much for hanging around. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything about the books that I talked about in this vlog, please let me know down below. If you aren't feeling chatty and you want to just leave me is there a tornado emoji? Because my life feels so chaotic. I just keep thinking about that. Either a tornado or a cow for Twister. We'll do that. Yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.